crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadtoroota.com with your morning horn disease, your sip of decaffeinated chaga. All right, everybody's getting back to work. Wahoo! Steve Mnuchin's clicking his little mouse to get the stock market rolling. Everything's coming back to normal, right? No. There's so many people who have been laid off permanently. They might think it's temporary. Their boss said, I can't afford to pay you, but wait till things turn around. I'll bring you back on. First of all, when they start bringing people back on, it'll be on very, very, very short-term basis. Minimal. You want to know why? Because this is a war. This is a war behind the scenes, the good guys and the bad guys. Bad guys look like they have taken over again. It's like good guys are winning, the bad guys are winning. This has been in the works a long time. Our good friend Dick Allgaier pointed that out, and I'll show you that in a second. But let's talk about this right now. This is what Dick's guys, or Dick himself, found. The CARES Act. The CARES Act. That's that big thing right here. Where'd it go? Here it is. CARES Act boosted unemployment aid. So why are many people still waiting on extra cash? The CARES Act gave everybody $600 who was on unemployment, and it extended the amount of time because of the coronavirus, right? Because of the coronavirus. Let's look at the coronavirus. Thank you, Dick Allgaier, and the people behind Dick Allgaier for showing us what the bad guys do. And this is exactly what they do. They did the same thing on 9/11. Homeland Security Act, the Patriot Act. Remember the Patriot Act that was signed, was it 2 weeks after? It was introduced to Congress 2 weeks after 9/11. And it's thousands of pages written by lawyers just taking away every right we had. Clearly, that was done way before. It was written way before 9/11. Clearly. So yes, this is absolutely. On 9/11, it was a false flag. False flag doesn't mean people didn't die. Of course people died. It means it was done for a different reason than what they were told, what we are told, in purpose. But let's look at the CARES Act. The CARES Act is right here. It is H.R. 748. H.R. 748. The Corona Aid Relief Economic Security Act. Corona Aid Relief Economic Security Act. This bill responds to the COVID-19 disease outbreak and its impact on the economy, public health, state and local governments, individuals, and businesses. It keeps workers paid and employed in healthcare system enhancements and economic stabilization, keeping America workers paid in Employment Act. Gave them all this extra stuff. This section provides specific appropriations for paycheck protection loans, salaries and expense of the SBA, the Small Business Association, necessary expenses of the Office of the Inspector General, awarding of grants for entrepreneurial development, provision of technical assistance to minority business centers, disbursement of advances on emergency disaster loans, SBA subsidies for certain loan payments, and the Department of Treasury to enable certain financial institutions to participate in the Paycheck Protection Program. Thank you, Congress. Thank you, Congress, so much for doing this. Thank you. You just, oh my God, it's wonderful. And I'm so happy you're going back to work. Senate goes back to work after these extra precautions. They're going to separate and things like that. So Senate's going back to work. We love our Congress. They're giving us all this money. It's beautiful, isn't it? Let's take a look at when they started putting this bill forward. When did they decide to help us? Was it in January when we started hearing about the coronavirus? Was it in February when it really started breaking out? Was it in March when we had to go on lockdown? Was it in April when everybody's on lockdown? Is it in May when everybody's hurting? Let's take a look. Go to HR 748, hit Actions. It'll tell you what's been done on this bill. Look at that. It became law on 3/27. 3/27 signed by the president. 3/27 presented to the president. Wait a minute. July 17th, 2019, passed and agreed to in the House? What? January 24th, 2019, introduced to the House? Let's look at all actions. This is all actions of this bill getting processed. Let's go back to the very beginning. Oh my God. On January 24th, 2019, the CARES Act, the Coronavirus Bill Act to Save Americans, was introduced to the House. Last year in January. In May, a motion bill on consensus calendar filed, assigned to the consensus calendar. In July, the chair announces the speaker's designation for the CARES Act. In July, Mr. Neal moves to suspend rules and pass the bill as amended, considered under the suspension rules. On July 17th, they debated about it for 40 minutes. At the conclusion of the debate, the yeas and nays were demanded and ordered. Pursuant to the provisions clause 8, rule 20, the chair announced that further proceedings on the motion will be postponed. Okay, we're going to hold on to it. Considered as unfinished business. July of last year, received in the Senate, read for the first time on the floor of the Senate on July 18th. July 22nd, read for the second time in the Senate. This is insane. And then it jumps from July 2019 right to the heart of the matter, March 2020, motion to proceed. So they had it written, they had it ready. This is the bad guys. Don't tell me this is not a bioweapon. Don't tell me this was not released on purpose. These are the criminals we are fighting. They're within the halls of Congress. And they do the dirty work of the bad guys behind the scenes. This was planned at a very minimum for over a year. I would say it was planned for probably 30 or 40 years. This is proof positive that our criminals in Congress should be in jail. I hope everybody gets this. And what's happening right now? Oh, the Congress is going back to work. They didn't have to go to work because they already passed the bill last year. We need some explanation from our Congress critters, don't you think? Don't you think it's time to storm the gate? Everybody send this around. HR 748. Thank you, Dick Allgaier. Thank you, your sources, the bad guys. This is what we have to beat down. This is what cannot go on any further. It was a false flag bioweapon. And once everybody knows that, you think people will be a little pissed off? Anyway, and they're still not giving out the money in the CARES Act. Oh, it's taking a while. It has to go through the banks first. What? Why does it have to go through the banks? Anyway, there's your little nugget for today. Keep an eye on this also. Crude oil price. West Texas Intermediate, the big crude oil derivative contract that everybody looks at, has jumped up to $22.50. You might be saying, wait, wasn't it negative $40 just last month? Yes, on the delivery date, because there was no place to put the oil and the idiots on Wall Street are chasing things that go up. It's happening again. Who could have predicted that? May 19th is the next delivery date, and the price of oil is going up for the June contract. It's at $22.54. Now let's see what has to happen. All you got to do is go to the COMEX CME Group WTI futures. This is the contract, the derivative contract that gives the oil patch so much problem. Look what's happening. June 20th, the June 20 contract, the delivery date for that contract is May 19th. May 19th, you have to take delivery of your contract. So this, at the end of every month, this about goes to zero, except people really want to take delivery. Now, Trump's already said we're going to take 75 million barrels as for the U.S. government. So you could take off 75 million out of the current open interest. Right now, there's 258 million barrels that will need to be delivered. And it should be going down quickly. Quickly. There's not many days left, trading days left, until the expiration on May 19th. I think it's 11 trading days. Wait a minute. It's today. 5th, 6, 7, 8, 15 or so. Trading days until they got to deliver. So what's going to happen between now and May 19th? Everybody's going to have to dump their May contracts. Or the June contract. Are we going to see another negative post on coming into the May 19th delivery date? Yes, we will. It looks like it's going to be even bigger potentially. But people are still buying the contract. Why? These idiots on Wall Street love to buy momentum thinking they can get out. Even after 1 month after the contract exploded last month. Now what's going to happen? I would stay away from this contract. If you got balls, I'd short it, but who knows what they could do. Steve Mnuchin has a very fat finger on his computer right now. But it's just insane. Absolutely insane. We'll see what happens, right? All right, I want to talk about Theta. The new giveaway at Road to Ruta right here when you join is 100 Theta and 100 Theta fuel. That won't last long. Theta has just about doubled in the last month. It is finally people are waking up to what Theta is. Theta, decentralized broadband, but that's not all. The way it's set up, they'll have nodes on every smart TV in the world. Extremely secure. They're working hand in hand with Samsung. Insane. The idea and the people working on it and the technology and the backing. This is the future of a lot of things. So, Michelle White Dove, thank you for nodding your head at this one. Yes, it was Michelle White Dove that a lot of us found how we found out about this. She didn't know anything about decentralized broadband. And all of a sudden she's like, holy shit, that's the one. Theta's the one. And it's going to go up big. It's going to be the biggest winner. It's going to be a monster. Over time, it'll be a monster. And I do think she's absolutely right. The more you look into Theta and all the things it can do and all the technology behind it. Here, I posted, go to roadtoruta.com. Write down the first article. Go down to the first article. I posted an analysis of Theta. It was really good. Just go to roadtoruta.com. Great Theta analysis. Go check out the review of the Theta token. It'll blow you away. I mean, some of it's very technical. It's not just broadband. Theta can be used for all kinds of different things. And you can earn Theta today by running a Theta Guardian node. How do you do it? You just download it. Go to Theta Labs, download it, and put it on your PC. You got to have some Theta. And then you got to have a certain amount to get the full benefit, but you can earn Theta Fuel. It is stunning how big this company has the potential to be. The idea is amazing. And all kinds of people from streaming services, the original YouTube founders in there, in the Theta as an advisor. Theta is the future of broadband. Theta is the future of streaming. Theta is the future of a whole lot of things. And don't forget, Samsung is looking for a blockchain, a secure blockchain. How secure will Theta be with millions of Guardian nodes running on all the smart TVs that Samsung makes? That's pretty damn secure. Go check it out. And then if you don't know anything about cryptos, join the Road to Ruta. I'll mail Theta to your front door. Every private road subscription, 1-year subscription, I send out 100 Theta and 100 Theta Fuel loaded on a paper wallet. At least for now. When it hits $20 or 20 cents, $20 cents a coin, I am going to stop this giveaway. So that's the number, 20 cents. It might happen tomorrow. It might happen next week. It might happen in a month. I don't know. I'm a long-term hodler of theta. Thank you, Michelle White Dove. America's Best Psychic pointed that one out. And I didn't invest in it because the psychic told me to invest in it. I looked into it because the psychic told me it's going to be a big one. And when you look into theta and you understand what they're doing, it's going to absolutely blow your mind. Blow your mind. That's all I got for you. You guys take care.